Nonetheless, we're starting it. And again, I guess the big story here is, I mean, Project Neo is, I mean, what are they? What percentage is 4/5?
For
I'm
what
not good at
percentage
math.
is forfeits?
I mean, they're playing with. I don't know how much mental is. Yeah, 80%. It meant I don't know how much mental R6 mental for Project Neo is going to be. I mean, up to speed. I mean, this is just a last minute sub, and you already subbed in rated for Tater in the last week. I don't know what in the world they're going to be able to
Yeah.
do here, but I mean, it seems that Forrest, Roman bro man,
So we'll probably get these. We'll
hasn't
probably
been
do these bans
crashed.
real quick then, and we'll go back to we'll go to a Rios real quick to get Forrest back in the game
I
as
guess
he is.
I
Oh,
guess we can
actually,
still talk about the bands because he can come back. We'll see.
yeah, he can
Well,
come back. We can still
we
ban
can see
things.
like
Bans can go through.
I think it's interesting. We're still seeing the Thatcher ban, despite the fact that ADSs can be cleared the way they can be cleared. Seeing the Maverick ban as well. I mean, that's kind of not
Makes
out of the
sense.
ordinary, even for this patch. But the
Yeah,
Thatcher one,
it's always gonna happen.
that's definitely still curious. We're still seeing Thatcher go,
Yeah, it's like
and
that's just the Habana change. The Habana change is big. The fact that you can shoot 2, 4, or 6, or 6 different times or different pellet orientations. Why not ban Habana as well instead? How powerful she is.
yeah, I mean, honestly, I mean, it's probably like a given the change, how it affects defense, it would probably be in everyone's best interest to not have Thatcher be just, I guess, the even more blanketing gadget destruction. That's what we're gonna see. I mean,
Yeah.
Mira's gonna be gone as well,
Yeah,
which I
let's
mean,
talk about too. The like Echo is still not available. We still don't have Zero, of course. So it shouldn't be. They still are being creative with these bands.
yeah, still creative. And I mean, I think actually Zero. I mean, if we're all curious on this, Zero and Tachanka aren't actually being played, even though we're on the new patch of Neon Dawn. CCS is not allowing Zero or Tachank, so we're not seeing no T Chunks, and we're not seeing Sam Fisher, not in this iteration of CCS at least.
Wait, is
So
Echo? So Echo's still banned, right? Or no?
yeah, Echo is still quarantined. I don't. I mean, it may have been fixed in this patch, but again, we don't want to add it
Oh no, no. Yeah,
inconsistencies
his
and
drones
whatnot.
are invisible now anyway. So like that's such a bigger thing now. The fact that with Echo you can see his drones, so it's a much bigger thing. Yeah, well, it looks like we would real quick second we saw faces to fix the sound. We should be good now. Let's get to the game here. We got the first round, Armory and Throne for Ape. Let's see if they play it out.
Yeah, and we're gonna be seeing the Valkyrie. I mean, the Valkyrie. Honestly, I think it's the first time we've seen Valkyrie unbanned in a game we've casted. Valkyrie is gonna be a menace, and Z pings are still very much in play. Though I think if that
Oh,
change went through from test server, someone
yeah,
pings
actually,
near
one
you.
thing too, that Z pings, you can still see Z pings in the kill cams.
Yeah, I think it also if there should have been a change where it's like it pings near you and you can hear it.
Oh yeah, I
If you're
remember.
like
Yeah,
on the receiving
yeah.
it, so
I don't know if that. I'm not actually.
I don't know. Because I mean that's one thing we aren't going to be able to hear those pings if we don't
Yeah.
have game sounds. That's what we are working on right now. We'll get into the game shortly. But
Shortly.
yes, I mean it's
Apologies.
I mean I think Neo definitely has a mountain to climb here when we're talking about a team that's they were already kind of at an experience disadvantage against a team like Ape. I mean even in like a team like Longevity disadvantage if you want to go that far. But you're going in now. You got I don't know who Mental is. You know, he just kind of subbed in. I used to have a teammate named Mental back in year 2. I don't know if it's that Mental. I don't think so. So this is a new Mental, and this is honestly a Neo that is going to be totally different from what we've even began to witness or see at any point
Yeah.
in the past couple months. So this is going to be interesting. We actually get into it. The round 30 seconds in, it's a 5 versus 5. You see that new spectator overlay that's built into
Oh
the game.
yeah. 5v5 puts the numbers on the board, so it's always there, which is nice actually. Oh, this is the first kill for Steam. He just peeks through. Looks like there's a roaming Jay upstairs who gets his face taken off by Steam, and the first kill goes to Project Neo. That losing your mute too early without the C4 may be painful too.
And Jay was definitely a key performer in the last game for Ape. And that's a Steam. I told you, Steam and X24 are some shooters. And when they are shooting, this team has a chance even with the subs. And they're
Oh,
already at a 2-man advantage here. Forrest and Jay, Danny deleted off the board.
yikes! That's not a good way to start. There, it looks like they're trying to row in barrels, row upstairs, and they get caught off guard by Steam just walking around. I don't know where the intel was for Forrest to not know that somebody's on that hatch, but unfortunately, that's 2 C4s off the board. Now the players, I'm assuming the rest of the players are probably inside sight, so they're going to clear the rest of this top floor for Project Neo before. Actually, no, we have Melted, and we also have Yaga playing near Drug, actually, too. So C4 goes out. Ray takes a lot of damage, looks at some call out, because Talk took a bit of his own feedback damage on that C4.
And Yaga's going to fight back. He's going to eliminate Mental, the sub in here. But Project Neo's established, for the most part, a good foothold. But, I mean, Ape is still holding strong, especially Yagi. He's still holding strong here in control with the newly nerfed Malusi with that MP5. And he's shooting different. Rated's on 1 HP, so even with that arguably worse gun, he's still going to be able to do a lot of damage. It's Rated, and he's eliminated. As I say, he's eliminated with a headshot by call out. Next 2-4 is going to follow up as well onto Melted. So, I mean, it's just the 30-second meta does not exist. This has all happened well after the 1 minute mark, really.
Oh, nice shots coming in from his team. He's trying to finish play himself on site, but no, it's there. Call it with a triple kill. He's trying to get the last player. It's Call It versus X24. We talked about powerful X24 as a team. Can call out the IUGL, finish off X24, and clutch his first round for his team. And I agree with you. It's been fast, but call out. He gets the last one at X24, and he will clutch out with a 4K to give his team the round, first win round.
We joked about last map or last series. We casted Ape. I was like, Call Out is not the minister of Spawn Peaks, but he is the minister of clutches. He's the clutch minister. Showing it there at the 4K to start this. And my goodness. Call Out is just, he's definitely been playing a lot better. And it's good to see. It's good to see Call Out as that key team captain and that cog that he needed to be for Ape. And that's just, I mean, fortunately for Project Neo, they started out so strong and it just kind of unfortunately tapered off there.
Yeah, it was kind of fortunate. It seemed like they got the picks they needed, but unfortunately, it seems like on the execute, maybe it was a bit rushed. They didn't really do a lot of, maybe scoping out of what the room was like, where they could do the engagements, and it kind of was sort of a mess, it seemed like, on the execute.
I mean, unfortunately, it's going to happen. And you've got a new player in there. But again, I was pretty happy to see that the round really progressed so quickly. I mean, it's like I'm watching year 2 or year 3 all over again. It's beautiful.
Yeah, we end up in a 5v5 with like 20 seconds left.
Yeah, I mean, they actually pushed. They actually attacked. Wow, what a concept.
Insanity.
What a great patch. What a new Neon Dawn that we are on. And I mean, Ape's going to try to, I mean, that site is just not as strong as it was. I mean, to be honest, I mean, you're going to have to rotate around the sites a little bit, and Ape's already trying that arcade side of the map here. They're going to be rotating and holding really a roam here towards the east side. I mean, which they're going to have to. They're not going to be able to play this as, rigidly as, I mean, theme parks usually traditionally been played.
Yeah, it's interesting to see if they're still trying to keep this. We talked about before, keeping that same shield meta of using those shields against the attackers. But with the change with Jaeger and change with Omai, it's still going to work out. They're still going to be able to get away with delaying the attack and wasting utility so much, even though now they're nerfed. They're not nearly as powerful as used to be.
And that's definitely going to assist Project Neo here. Rated decimating the hatch, and they're going to have find answers for this roam that Ape has set up. Are they going to try to just potentially go for the cafe side and ignore it? It's possible because, the shields and everything that are going to be set up. We saw the Goyo shield set up. It's not going to be as hard to deal with. There is OMI playing it, but maybe one less disc, one less ADS charge you have to deal with. It's going to be a lot easier for Project Neo to actually split and do this.
Yeah, because usually if you had an ADS in that wall, it would be 2 plus maybe 1 or 2 more on top of it if they were in cafe. So it's maybe 4 projectiles that could deny it. But right now, it's probably only like 2 or 3 that can deny it coming from cafe. So they should be able to deal with this. But as it says, it looks like east side take is going on. They're not going to go for cafe. They're not going to walk into those shields, as it looks like the rest of Ape are reorientating, knowing that they're coming from this east side, and they're waiting for this push to come out as drones look through, see what they can find. Selma's going off on that cash wall into office. Let's see how Ape really orientates them, see if they can deal with this. If they are they going to be aggressive, or are they going to fall back and let them take this?
I mean, if it's anything like last round, Ape was kind of fighting tooth and nail for every inch. If they're anywhere, they're still holed up in initiation. But it looks like Project Neo has, at the very least, established some severe dominance here in the cash office side of the roam on that eastern side. And Gadget's being pinged out, and then, I mean, honestly, they can deal with it. They actually have the utility and everything to deal with all the Banshees and everything that Ape has set up. Doesn't look like there's anyone home in initiation, as the deputy himself has pushed up here close to this office breach that he's opened. And so far, I mean, it looks like the defense for Ape is kind of getting bisected here.
Yeah, they're taking control of it. They're taking control of all this territory. They're really backing, making Ape back off in the push. Shots come out in the Blazeful though. Looks like there's a peek from one of the Ape members that sees him there. Great job from Jay to out Blazeful with that TCSG. That's one player. So the Fuse are down two, and they're hard pushing out, but he did at least use Salmos, but rated elsewhere. He's gonna take a call out. So there goes the Malusi. Onesie off the board. Mental does take a bit of damage, but he'll actually get forcing on Steam. Forces a Mental as well. Two for Forced inside of looks like he may be in arcade for the moment. Ray goes down to Melted. Now it's just X24 inside Cafe. He's looking for one. He's one in the back of sight. Shots go off. Doesn't make the shots count. So now just kind of looking around. It takes these shots going back and forth, but he can't make any of them really worth it. So at this point, he's just waiting for someone from Ape to be aggressive and fall into his sights. Shots going to Yaga. He's taking a bit of damage as well. So Ape just kind of back and forth, really just messing with him at this point, just shooting off and causing them. But round time goes out. Ape wins the round.
I mean, he's going to have to save the 5-5-2 there. And I mean, it was the 2 for foe from Forrest that really established the real conclusion there on the round. I mean, unfortunately, it was like Neo, again, they start well. They're not suffering from any sort of meta issues, but it's like they're just unable to close the rounds out. They had honestly a really, it looked to be at least a really good pinch going. You had a player coming up the middle yellow stairs there, had a player, I mean, they obviously were pushing in from that eastern side. And I believe they even had a player in the cafe balcony at one point. So it's like they just were able to kind of win the gunfights they needed to win, which I think we're actually going to see that be more common. Instead of, I couldn't kill a guy behind the shield. I just, I didn't win my one.
Win your one. Yeah, I think it was like, yeah, I think Raiden went to the balcony of Cafe, could win the fight against Forrest. Forrest takes out another one too and denies that entire push from that side. So it's like they had something going on there, but unfortunately, I kind of agree with you. It seems like at this point, Ape was just winning their fights in that round.
I mean, Ape, I mean, it's definitely a mountain that Neo's going to have to overcome here. They're going to have to climb over it. Ape is one of the more, this team will give you a gunny 1-2 buckle your shoe. Ape's one of the best teams at that in the T3 T2 scene. So, I mean, Rated almost threw me off with the .vlk in his name. Neo's gonna have to. They're definitely gonna have to match the intensity of Ape. That I can't say it enough. The battleground has changed significantly to where the gun skill is gonna matter a lot more. We saw, like, and again, it's not like it's non-existent for Neo. They're showing flashes of it. It's just not necessarily coming through in the round ending moments. They just need a clincher.
Yeah, well, we've seen it from the two players you talked about, Steam and X24. They're ones that are really showing the gun skill. And I definitely it seems like maybe the other players from maybe Raid's gotten one so far, but Blastful and Mental have been pretty quiet so far, but that's only been 2 rounds. So there's still time here for his members to really pop off for the moment. But as you see what's going on here, as you see, looks like they're trying to push Breaking for the moment. Melton's going to open up a wall and pre-fire to the window as they're repelling here, but this could lead to a jump out too as well from the members from Ape. But it looks like Ape's just kind of waiting for some more aggression. And the Steam just right in, looks through the wall, doesn't see anybody pushing that arcade side as it was Melted that opened up that hole, but he's backed off for the moment.
Yep, and again, wasting no time here. Getting in. Forrest, and I mean that pulse is gonna be a something to contend with. Call Out was playing this before last time we saw Ape on Theme Park. And he's had a lot of success with it. X24 is the first target, actually. He's being pulsed, whether he knows it or not. And if he's not careful, he could find his legs blown off at the hands of a wild call out lurking below him. And I mean, Project Neo again moving quickly, but they're gonna have to find a final solution for this one. There's the ace charges are actually gonna go off on the hatch. I believe there was a Malusi, but it was Forrest playing in there.
Oh,
But
yep.
again, Forrest doesn't necessarily have he just have C4 actually has impact. So there was fortunately no C4 play possible there. But yeah, I mean, they're going to work on clearing out Forest, but Melted is still lurching.
Ooh. Yeah, this could be an issue. Melton's still playing pretty close. He was downstairs. He's made his way probably through dragging up here into initiation, and if they don't join him correctly, he could be thrown in the Forrest also playing Throne, so it looks like they're trying to at least cut off Forrest from the rest of the group and try and cut him off and kill him. But if Melted is the unknown variable here, he could be the saving member here for Forrest if they do push him inside of Throne. Though at this point, it looks like Melton's waiting for some kind of cue. Pings come off. It looks like you see yellow ping in the distance on yellow stairs, but no, his one plank still bunks. It's gonna be a Steam to finish him off as he doesn't know he's there. It looks like he was getting pulse. He was getting information from call out, but doesn't know that one bunks still from those call outs.
Just slightly ill advised. And JJ Blastful here. He's going to try to push in here with this Team X24. Trade's going to have to happen, but it doesn't. Ape coming out on top. Yaga and Jay absolutely shutting down that double door push, and Esteemed is next in line as Project Neo. Again, they move quickly, but they're struggling here in the waning moments as Ape once again coming out on top in the fights. The trades just not going their favor, but call out going to find Rated as well. Another player on the top of the stairs. It's Mental, and all of a sudden it's just Esteemed. Lonely Esteemed under the hatch. He smokes Forest, and he's going to try to find the player on the hatch, but he's downed and dunked on. And Ape, once again, under a minute, just being dominant.
Yeah, I don't know. It seems like that there's not a lot of utility game going here anymore because of how utility is now. It seems like now at this point, Project Neo is trying to find a way to divide the members, trying to find a way onto site, but they're really just walking into the sight lines of these defenders who are playing the favorable positions, and of course, Ape are winning these fights. Ape knows what they're doing at this point in these positions, and it seems like maybe Project Neo isn't using their utility, maybe using verticality enough to deal with these members.
The thing is, we see them using it, it's just they're not finding anybody.
Yeah.
Ape's just simply not standing under the holes. Ape is moving. They have a bunch of rotates set up towards Throne everywhere else. And Forrest, once this hatch was open, he was out of there. He didn't die in there silly. He didn't. We've seen them play for their lives in other contexts on all of the other different sites, but they're doing a really good job at just not really playing into Neo, not really just Neo clears, but they simply get out of the way. They have a lot of rotations. They have a lot of secondary platforms they can fall back to, and they're going to be falling back. They've basically gone around the world at this point. Going back to Throne, Melted going to be setting up again. Like I talked about, it's kind of like these just rotations everywhere, no matter what the site is. There are multiple places for them to fall back to or rotate to that Neo's struggling with in the latter parts of rounds.
Yeah, it definitely seems like Ape are definitely at this point they're understanding how Project Neo are taking control, what they're using for that verticality, what they're trying to aim for, and Ape are able to position themselves appropriately for those end game executes at this point where Ape really knows where to be, how to be there, and winning those fights against Neo in those last dying moments, even though sometimes it's the men advantage that's against them.
And Forrest again going to try to get some mileage out of this Valkyrie here. They've brought it pretty consistently, at least on this site. And Forrest, I'm not sure if he had a camera outside. We saw Neo's really repelling off those break windows quite a bit, but it looks like they've kind of switched it over to this eastern side. They're going to be trying to clear out call out in the bathroom here, but likely a lot of pests. There's one thing that hasn't changed. Mozzie and Mute is still a very strong combination. You just may not have a shotgun or anything. But they're still running it like it's early 2020.
Yeah, they're still running the Mute and Mozzie together, and the Thatcher off the board makes it quite difficult to deal with this pair. At this point, X24 is trying to drone out, but yeah, we just saw before he ran to a Mute Jammer. So this push from the east side is just being stopped because there's no information. They're not going to walk in and face check everything because they don't want to do that. And he got caught by a Mozzie drone, a Mozzie pest. And exactly, both drones from X24 are gone.
Yeah, we're seeing a resurgence of this Mute Mozzie meta, and it's affecting Neo's ability to clear just about anything. We see Esteemed has to give up on what he's doing. He throws his drone out of the map. He threw his drone into a tree. And it exploded. And that's 3 drones now lost just to the environment. And at that point, you're not, they haven't even found a single 8-player. 8-player aren't shooting them. They're just losing them to utility. Like the Mozzie pests are just, that wild palm tree on the edge of the map it's the ultimate drone killer.
I agree with that. Exactly at this point, now that the face check or if they make a push, they haven't even taken control upstairs, and now Ape have understood that they have not made any push for the top floor, not any kind of clear. So now the 8 players are understanding, hey, they're going to go straight for site. Let's set up from Throne. Let's be ready for his push coming from maintenance into Throne. Rated there, Blast was there. Well, Impact comes out though, so it denies one of the Selmas, not two. Actually, no, looks like both Selmas still going off though, so that wall is being open. Impact trick maybe could not stop those Selmas, unfortunately. So now Ape, how are they going to be able to deal with this? Is this going to be a straight just 5v5 gunfight in sight?
What's funny is you saw the smoke from the ace actually landed in the spot where you typically see people impact tricking on the other side of the wall. It's possible Yaga couldn't see anything, but Forrest is going to see somebody. He's going to see Rated outside just droning, dead. And Forrest just flying out like a maniac, going to find someone. And Mental and Blastful also going to be taken down by Callout, it looks like. On the flank, Yaga finding Blastful and Callout finding Mental. And it's just Esteem and X24 again as Esteem gets sent to the Shadow Realm, and it's a lonely X24, and he's got 5 people to find. I don't know. I'm not a betting man, but I don't think he wins this one. He's not even going to find a single kill, and Ape so far are just choking out Project Neo.
Yeah, 4 rounds in a row, no answer back. Some of these rounds have been close, but now we're starting to run into where Ape is starting to take these rounds quite dominantly. And more than anything, too, we're running into some of these new. Maybe before we had the meta issue of the shields, but now we still have the meta issue of like having, since Dash was banned because that's been the default ban, you can't deal with a mute Mozzie combo. So how are you supposed to drone out? How are you supposed to clear? At that point, because they didn't clear up stairs, they couldn't use any kind of vertical pressure on the players inside site. So they just push site and they take fights, and they did not win those fights, unfortunately.
Yeah, unfortunately, that maintenance only take. It's really one you see in ranked a lot, but if you really want to have success on that site, typically that north wall is where we see teams having the most success, and it's hard to go for that when there's no vertical pressure. And yeah, I mean the wheels are just not really. They're just spinning in place for Project Neo right now. They're spinning in place in the mud, and Ape is just picking whatever site they want to pick and having success at it. And they're showing all these different looks that Neo is just unable to contend with. I mean, again, we're seeing the same like rotate. These rotates made between the east and the west side on the second floor. It's just they're really doing a good job at it, regardless of which floor it is, regardless of the site. There's just rotation station everywhere.
Yeah,
You
I
combine
definitely
that
agree.
with the.
It
I
seems
mean,
like
the
Ape
mute.
has understood where the push come from, and they make sure they know where to be at the right time.
Yeah, it's a bit of an obstacle, especially when you're talking about a team that's missing a player or two and subbing a player in and doing all that good stuff. It's your drone game's already not going to be as good as it usually is. So it's quite a pickle as the money is on the floor. Jay is making Jay is making a hole on the money. Sonny, usually you see the money flying in the air when someone shoots it. It didn't do it for some reason. So I mean, yes, the
So
drug
far,
lab.
yeah, Drug Lab is 100% win rate on this map though. But I will say we haven't played this map a lot in CCS though.
Yeah, I mean, I guess it's kind of what I talked about before though in this previous rounds. Project Neo and this South break windows rather, repel. They're going to
Ooh.
try to set up something there, but as I say that, it's exactly where Steam is going to meet his maker, Yaga, wise to it. And already Neo they were able to work their way through those windows before, which I guess is why they're trying to do it again, but they just
No. Last time they
unable
went
to
through,
get
it
anything
was an
going.
east to west tick last time. They didn't even go through
Yeah,
break room on this one.
it's like, it's just a struggle no matter what they try.
Yeah.
It's not really working.
It's painful to do window play here because that's literally where the site is. Break room's right next to there's the bunk, which was the site. So as Steam, trying to repel the windows. Not looking forward. Forrest though gets taken out by X24. He makes a successful entry into Cafe though. So that is some control here for Project Neo within the first, minute and half of the round gone by. So the question is, can they, turn that into a round win though? They still need to take control maybe of, Arcade Stairs, take control Arcade, and make their way in the site. And this time Blast was actually playing Habana rather than Ace. He's actually making a jump to his jump. Melton gets a kill on the rated though. Habana charges, looks like they'll go off because the mute jammers are on the wall. So Blastful is by himself inside a brick. I don't know if this is actually going to work out in the end though.
No, because Yaga's both of his kills this round is on Project Neo players going through those south break windows. And yeah, I mean, it's like whether they go for that east clear, they're running into mutes and mozzies, and when they go for the windows, there's never a good end result, even if they're able to actually get through the windows. So it's just struggle city for Project Neo. It's looking like Ape is going to secure their 5th round in a row, unless, I mean, the last minute, the last hour sub of Mental is able to find, alongside X24, I mean, that's saying something, able to find 4 of them. I don't know. It's looking tough. X24 is going to fly up the stairs, but the beeper, the alarm system, the Xfinity alarm system is in full play here, and he's going to be called out. I mean, Mental's going to find 1 kill, but despite the flickage, Jay is going to pistol X24, and then Melted is going to find Mental after Mental was able to at least find 1 kill. But you got to feel
this
for
is just
Project Neo.
unfortunate for Project Neo. It seems like they're just being outclassed every time they make these pushes. And they made this push into cafe, may try to make the push in a break room. They try to take arcade stairs. They at least took cafe. They were able to deal with the shield pushing towards that arcade, that cafe door. They got rid of Force playing hide behind the shield, but they couldn't take that any other control. That's the only control they had, and they could not turn that into a round one, unfortunately, because they couldn't take anything else. Which is, just I guess at this point, we're really the reiteration is just winning your ones.
Winning your ones, actually being able to drone out a one, because it's honestly like how many like drone kill other than like I think the opening round we saw an opening double kill from Neo, and from then on it was like
Did they even drone them that round?
I don't know. I mean that was the round where we didn't really see like what happened until it was kind of happening, but it was like
True.
I mean unfortunately, Neo's they've gotta find that success again. I mean, because that was pretty much the height of their attack half. Two piece to start the game, and then it's just been all eight.
It's been pretty downhill as we go on to a next round. We're going back to Lab and Storage for our last round of the half. This is going to be a 6-0 half, though, as we go back to Lab and Storage. And so far, this has been pretty easy for them. Looks like Kyle's trying to find another Valcam, another black guy out there. I think last time he killed raided with this black guy, just jumping out and murdering him. Actually, no, that was on the Throne Armory defense.
Yeah, and so we see the drone actually spotted that camera. So it's likely that we won't see that run out that we saw. I hope that they saw that camera and pinged it and destroyed it. I hope for their sake. Because, there was a drone out there.
Oh,
that camera's still alive. It could be that the camera's in the grass, like the snakes tend to be in the grass. And that snake is going to be a run out coming out later. Steam's going to Claymore it, which is good. Yeah. But, they saw the Claymore on the... And Claymore's
is perfect for seeing
too.
If they repel up the break room again for the 18th time.
Yeah, that's what they're doing. So, the thing is, it's like, if that camera's still alive, that Claymore can be pinged. You can run out, shoot that Claymore before, Claymores, they blow up automatically, but they don't have the fastest, reaction time. The lasers don't point upward. You can shoot Claymore, usually. You know what side it's on.
Yeah.
So, if that camera's still in play for Ape, again, given the reliance on those windows for Neo, that could be devastating. And we do see the push coming through from Cafe. Again, Neo's starting to clear off with some emotion, some fire. But
Wait,
that was just one of their drones. It's like they start to clear off good, and it's like it just bogs down because they're losing drones, they're losing information, they're unable to capitalize. And yes, that was not a friendly drone that just spotted XT4.
He was being droned by the enemy, even though he's on attack. That's great to hear about. But yeah, I kind of agree. Like they're not getting a lot of information. There's no picks happening, unfortunately, because Ape are playing very reserved. But at least let's see if they can take some of this control upstairs and try to take it out. And there's the first kill. X24 take out Jay. Last time they just pushed through the door, but this time they take the vertical control. They get rid of the player on site. Looks like there's not any other really player on site though. Most of the players are kind of roaming around. And looks like they know this vertical pressure is an issue. So Ape, I wonder if they're going to play for aggressive or they're just going to wait and try to retake the site rather than make a real push here. As looks like they're trying to get rid of Banshees, get rid of the early utility that could impede them on their push forward. The plant has melted. Yeah, he's positioned themselves in corners where they're not going to be hit vertically.
It looks like Melted's really the only one who's kind of holding on the fort. I think the Valkyrie of Callout's nearby as well. But for the most part, again, they're playing around these rotations that are situated all throughout the floor. And again, the drones aren't there. Yaga's not getting live spot. He's shooting. They know he's there, but they don't know exactly where. They don't know how he's peeking it. It's just that intel side of the siege. You can tell Esteem's just not sure what the heck is happening as XT4 gets lit to about nothing. Call out taken out by the deputy, and Esteem's patience is going to pay off, actually, as the rest of Neo actually comes alive off the screen there and annihilates Ape in a flawless round. It's just emotions all over the place, really. We go from 5-0 to a flawless round.
I would say like that round, definitely Project Neo was able to cut off the roamers, deal with people on site, and really just deal with the players that had to return to site. Like you saw right there at the end, right there was the Mozzie of Yaga who had to come back to site, and you had one player sitting around the corner and knowing that he was there. So really good from Project Neo to win that round. But again, they end the half at 5-1 though.
5-1 half. It's salvageable. For all we know, Project Neo could have defenses that are so nasty that they match Apes. This is one of the maps that, Project Neo has been lauded for being one of the best, for what it's worth, one of the better T3 teams on this map. And this is a defender-sided map. I mean, historically, maybe not anymore. I mean, maybe in Apes' case it is, but this is a map where you're gonna have a higher chance, a higher probability, let's say, of having success on defense, especially when you're down a player like Neo is, and they're gonna start it out on Throne.
Onto the normal site as always. The first site as always is Throne and Armory. Let us see how they take this. So last time we saw from, what you saw from Project Neo, they really tried to take control upstairs. They tried it. They did roam clear that first time. Second time, they really couldn't roam clear due to the Mozzie mute combo. And like, what do you see from Project Neo? The mute Mozzie combo exactly. Oh, that's unfortunate. Double dash.
Yeah, I mean, we're actually it's the fact that we're seeing the same concept from Project Neo. Did they just realize how nasty whatever Ape was doing is, and they're just copying it? Could be, but again, this is a team that's been known as a really good theme park team. A team you don't take them to the theme park if at all possible. So Ape's gonna have their hands full. They're gonna have to, they're gonna have to hit the coconut bread drones to get around Meat Mozzie combination here. But that's exactly what they're gonna attempt to do. They're not gonna circumvent this top floor setup that Neo set up. They're actually gonna go into it and they're gonna attack it head on.
Yeah, so I'm interested to see how is Ape going to circumvent those issues? How are they going to be able to drone out these players on top floor? It looks like at least two of them from Project Neo for the moment. And of course, Jay already sees there's Mozzie Pass, there's mute jammers in the way. You can't even drone out initiation from that way. So how are they going to be able to deal with these players? Are they going to just try to attack site like we saw from Project Neo that didn't work out in the end? Or are they going to just face check everything? And already Forrest is already down to like 5 HP.
No, what they're going to do is they're going to take gunfights with their new invitational skin Hibana.
Oh,
That's what they're going to do. Now, I mean, it's probably not a good long-term strategy, as Forrest is indeed 1 HP. He'll probably die to a electrical bolt, but unfortunately for him, rather, there are no electrical based defenders right now. But if you're going to get the wall open, grenades flying over, and again, it's kind of what I talked about before. You can just yeet a grenade over now. It's not that big of a deal to get things going. I mean, Forrest just threw his flashbangs. It didn't require the whole team to throw their flashbangs. Ape's going to actually go strictly maintenance, which, I mean, was kind of a downfall of Project Neo. So the question is Neo going to be able to capitalize on this, or are they going to find themselves in a pickle here facing this Ape attack?
yeah, but 2 minutes already off the board. There's only a minute left. Looks like Ape has finding the same issues that Project Neo did. They can't really drone out the roamers off top floor, and now they just got to make a push for sight with time running out. As they looking to be the first one into sight. They're trying to see if they find any peaks. As Melted will go down though. Looks like he's getting shot from sight. Steam with that, and a lot of people on Tom Project Neo. It's the ump to take out Melted for the first kill. And the rest of them is like Steam still firing back at Dragon, looking for another player from Ape to be next one up. A grenade flying out. Steam gets another one against Forest too. Steam's gotten 2 for the round. Looks like maybe break that one, but no, never mind. Steam goes down to call out Blastful against Jade though. So now 4v2. Call gets another one of Blastful. Call's been going off this round. It's going down to now a 2v2. Mental and X24 has Call that's rated 2. So Call has been the man for the hour for this round. Is he going to be the clutch meister once again for Ape? Mental make his way through, but no, Call's going down X24. Yaga takes one with Mental versus Yaga now. The plant didn't go down. He's got to get the kill, and he does. Yaga finishes off Mental. He gets 2 kills as Ape will take their first attacking round. That was close.
That was all call out, really. From the Dragon door to just murder. I mean, I think someone helped him on that. I think on his last kill that he got. Player the third. I mean, all of Neo just kind of mobbed up near that bomb in the middle of the site. And fortunately, that's where one of the best guns in the game and one of the best, I mean, apparently one of the best players in the lobby was standing. AK-12 on call out was just shredding everyone. With
Dude, every
assistance
player's
from the
dream
breach.
is to have a really good gun.
Yeah, I mean, that's what call out wanted all along. Was a gun that shreds like that because he's snap ADSing, he's murdering people. And I mean, honestly, I don't know. I mean, it's just they all melted in front of call out. Maybe they shouldn't have peaked. Maybe, I mean, we could, debate that. But I mean, it was working out for them.
The reiterating issue was the gunfights, and it proved they can win their gunfights. Or
the thing is, it's like it was working out until, I mean, they were winning all the other gunfights on the other 8 players.
Yeah.
But they could not kill the minister of the AK-12. I mean, that's just pretty much what happened there. And they're not going to try that side again. They kind of felt maybe that they were figured out there. They already showed their strat, which was a pretty eloquent one on the top 4, I must say. I mean, for Ape to not even attempt to deal with it is, it proves how just good the strategy was. And call out. Yes, he is murdering everyone, but his survival rate is apparently among the worst.
Well,
His
honestly,
team,
because he's playing the aggro, he's playing those roles that don't usually do well, so it makes sense that he's usually not having a high survival rate until this new season. It could change with this new season.
Yeah, I mean, I think the survival rate is also kind of, you know, it's not a stat I necessarily like that much personally. Usually it's like, I'm more of a, what I see on my, in front of my eyeballs kind of guy. Maybe he's dying, but he's doing his job. You know what I mean?
Yeah. But yeah.
So it's like Ape succeeding. I mean, they are in loser bracket right now, but they are, generally speaking, I mean, they just won NSG last week, right? I mean, I'd say the team is, on all cylinders usually, given how things go. But Ape's going to clear, looking like from Cafe, actually. Not going to clear from that east side over. They're actually going to go hardcore on Cafe.
Interesting. Is there a shield there like we saw from Ape to deny them from pushing into Cafe? It doesn't seem like Blastful looks like going nuts maybe for a C4. Steve is the first kill with a shotgun on Jay, though. It looks like Jay was pushing Arcade Stairs. Another person to refrag Jay, though. It'll be Forrest take him out with that LMG G8. And now Yaga and them are taking control of Arcade. So this is actually working a lot better for Ape compared to what we saw from Project Neo. Though at this point, it looks like maybe players from Project Neo should be coming in. There's another one kill for another one kill for us, but Rated coming around to take a Yaga. Call It gets mental though. Call It takes out X24 as well. Call It still going off this round. He's already gotten 2. Yeah, there's already been 2 for Yaga as well. So last player, Blastful, last come for flank. Oh no, not for Yaga, but for Forest. And now it's just Blastful to try and finish off, try and get a 3K. The clutchest round for his team. And yes, I'll say the 2. Never mind. Call It's there to finish him off. And Call It has been on fire this map.
Absolutely murdered everyone at 1942 Pacific Standard Time. Wow. Killed everyone. And I love the chat with it. But yeah, Scala has just been monstrous. The absolute just passing judge.
This is all for the money now as we go on to Ape's map pick of Cafe.
Yeah, Ape's map pick, historically dominant here. Neo's not, they're not slackers on a map like Cafe, especially. I mean, they're good at theme park for a reason. They're good at these maps that are, I guess they are structured, more structured than the other maps in the pool. And I mean, Neo starts defense, but again, we kind of saw it last game, at least on Ape's side. That doesn't mean much. Ape is very capable of attacking, and they're going to be doing that without a Nomad.
Oh my God.
Blazeful is, he's mad. Understandably. Teammate will sleep. Now, that's why Midto's playing if you're just tuning in. You're not seeing we should be seeing, but it is what it is. Thatcher Nomad off the board.
Interesting combo. Either way, if you guys didn't watch the last map, it was Project Neo's map pick of Theme Park. Ape won it 7-1, which leads us here to Cafe. And Project Neo is in dire straits.
Good news is they aren't going to have Valkyrie running out on them. Guess she's gone. That factor will not be in play in this particular map. Final ban has to be decided. Usually we've seen a lot of my bans and stuff, but probably going to be the Mira. At this point, if I'm Neo, I would not want to attack. Given their level of organization that they have at this present juncture, due to their roster situation, dealing with the Mira
is not the play.
Would not even be doable. So that's gone. Starting kitchen service, get you cooking. We're seeing the mute. We're seeing the vigil. Question is Project Neo? By the way, before I get into this one, this is third time we've seen Cafe. How about
it? Third time, only.
Third time's a charm. Hopefully for Project Neo, because that means we get a third map. See what I did there?
Melted.
You see what I did there?
Melted teased the Monty. I want to see that.
They always tease. That's the one thing about Ape. You can't look at anything they 6-pick. They 6-pick Amaru. They 6-pick Kali. They 6-pick Goku. They do whatever they want. So it's like you don't even need to look at it.
It's sad.
But for Project Neo, I guess the question for Project Neo is, are they going to roam upward towards that? Are they going to play it kind of like we saw, if you remember the Aerial Rise game on Cafe that we saw earlier?
Oh, yeah.
Are they going to be playing it that way? Because Ape struggled with that Aerial Rise team when it came to Cafe.
Yeah.
They struggled with that roam. Is Project Neo going to I mean, honestly, it looks like they're playing it, you know, the classic horizontal.
Because actually, they won the
shotgunning.
anyway, but they struggled on that.
Yeah, I mean, it's just one of those things you have to notice, I guess, if you're watching it back. And that's exactly what they're doing. They're going to roam, and they're force Ape to clear it. Ape struggles with clearing somewhat. And if you're Project Neo, the thing that you can rely on the most, given their current tumultuous situation, is Esteemed and X24, the duo. The power duo there.
Well, Steam's playing mute, though, so I'm assuming he's not playing one roaming. It's probably going to be Blatzful and X24 to be the aggressive duo. Let's see how it works out. What does that say?
Oh, Ocho changed to his charm.
Oh, Steam's got a nice charm.
See
Christmas
Steam.
charm, is it? I want to see his Christmas charm.
I guess he won't switch.
There we go. I can't see. Oh, it's in the way. I can't see it.
Nice. This is a problem.
Oh, it's a Christmas sock.
We can't see the stocking because his name's at the bottom.
Yeah.
So we need to move that.
it's in the way. Goddamn Ubisoft.
Yeah. So we're going to. I mean, Ape's going to try to clear this. Esteemed and his charm, very much at large here. And there's mute jammers and everything else. And X24 and that Vigil. Force doesn't know where he is because he could be anywhere given how bad Vigil's gadget works. There's a lot of different things, a lot of different nuances to this. They're probably still concerned about Cocktail, but X24 is bottom white, lurking. And Esteem's actually on the first floor, interestingly enough. He's actually left his friend. It's Blastful on the room.
Blastful and X24, not. I'm assuming Steam isn't up there with them.
Yeah, I mean, this is, I guess, an important talking point is the role changes that Neo went through involved Blastful going from Smoke now to Jaeger. He was, if you've watched a lot of Project Neo games, you've noticed he's usually been on Smoke before their roster change, the most recent one. And he prefers the roam. He prefers being on the Jaeg, which is understandable. That's a much better gun, isn't it?
Yeah.
But, I mean, the roam isn't really playing out here. They're all going to fall back, and Ape's going to actually, I mean, again, they struggled with it before, but not in this instance. They're actually going to clear, and they're actually going to be able to work vertically here with a lot of time on the clock.
Well, it's a minute left, so they got a minute here to play with to try and deal vertically. I'm assuming most of the, Project Neo players, no Mentos on site. He blasts Yaga through the floor. Nice shot with the Alda, but most of the players probably aren't really in sight though, so most players are probably horizontally waiting for Ape to make the descent onto that first floor. Like you saw Steam on Browns there, and you see one playing red. It's being Blastful, so, and then, yeah, the Vigil next to 4 is playing white. So at this point, are they going to get anything out of this verticality? They're going to get anything out of the time wasted here as Jay goes to open the floor. The only thing so far has been Yaga using his life as he peeks in. Call It has an angle through Freezer to sight, but Mentos lying down with an Alda waiting for that push. And I believe there's the Vigil nearby too of X24 waiting for that push to happen. Yep, it looks like he's in VIP. This is also a crossfire here. Smoke comes out to deny the VIP. Shots come through onto Mento. He gets blasted out from above. Force finish him off. And that's a good kill for a team as now shots come through Blastful. Blastful goes down L switch with C4 goes Melted, takes up Melted. Melted takes up Blastful, so it's a refrag from a Steamed. Call It goes down on the white take into Freezer. Now it's Rated looking around left and right. Shotgun finish off Forest. Coming through to finish another one. Time runs out and Project Neo successfully played it out.
20-second meta is back for this map. Because nothing happened other than the kill through the floor until about 30 seconds left, and Neo came on top of that flurry. And I mean, it looked like, Ape was gonna start blowing up the floor, and you know how that usually gets. But I mean, Project Neo resisted it well, and Ape looking like they're playing it looks like their goal for this entire map is to play vertical city, because they're bringing this buck exclusively, which can only indicate we're gonna probably, in all likelihood, see a cocktail take here on this third floor bomb site, actually, that Project Neo's heading to.
I wonder if they see so the Mighty Jaeger on the board, are they going to try and bring a shield to try and still use that, still do that pixel peek, play that pixel angle in Christmas? Is that even going to work?
It's going to work a lot less than it would, and we don't even see a shield. So
never mind.
They're probably not doing that one. It would work a lot. I mean, he is actually bringing an alarm on Wamai because Wamai has no shield. Another
shield
change we didn't really talk about it. He has no shield. So I mean, yes, he has the alarm system. Xfinity Home alarm system. So this is it's really, I almost want to say it's set up to counter what Ape's probably going to go for, that cocktail take that we're probably going to see with the Buck. But I mean, at the same time, since there's no shield, Ape can kind of do what they want here. I mean, the exterior window castles aren't really much of an obstacle, considering, I mean, Ash has breaches now.
Yeah. Yeah.
So the flash, you know, that dynamic's not there anymore. So you can just breach those. No problem.
Let's see how we go. We started off. It looks like they're trying to push through downstairs. A red stair take for maybe Jay and Yagi here, trying to clear that second floor. He's gonna walk up red stairs. Oh, player been pinged out. Actually, that player's gonna run up those red stairs and run away. Actually, no, he's not. He's gonna take the fight instead. Actually, win it against Yagi. It's esteemed. We talked about how powerful he is as a fragger, and he's so far improving on Cafe so far. And there's actually another player, Prizepool, on the run up red stairs, coming from that brown stairs take downstairs. Steam still playing here in mining. Blaster coming up. He'll take the kill on a J. There's the successful roam and the aggression here. We talked about Ape couldn't really do it. At least his refrag could force onto a Steam. But yeah, we talked about how Ape really struggles with these aggressive roams.
I almost wonder if they struggle with it so much that they love clearing from bottom red up, because they did this against Glow Up too on Cafe, just clearing from the bottom floor. And I mean, it caught a lot of Glow Up players off guard, but it didn't catch the Steam off guard. He is very much dead right now, but he opened that roam up like hugely for Neo. And now Ape's gonna have to, you know, the playbook is no longer in play. Forrest loves his invite skin, and he is going to push up. And the Xfinity home system has spotted him. But I'm just kidding. I thought Rated was gonna lose that fight, but he's going to actually down Forrest, but he doesn't know he downed him. Mental going for the dunk, slam dunk. And Blastful and Melted are going to have themselves a party, and it's just caught. He's been nasty on this AK before, and he's going to have to continue to be, as he's actually got a winnable 1v2 here. The new player of Mental and Rated on really, just, I mean, for the AK-12, really, one shot. It's doable, but Call doesn't have a lot of health for himself. He's got mute jammers in his way as well. Players from Project Neo going to rotate. Mental playing that under that skylight, which is typically something you don't really, you're not going to be able to drone out too easily, but it looks like Call's wise to it. Aiming in that direction. I mean, this is going to have to be played really well from Neo. It's the ADS, the nerfed ADS, going to catch that. Selma.
Oh, that's unfortunate. So one set with the boys. There's one more for that freezer wall. Looks like he's trying to bait out one player to push. Some shots coming from Cocktail. Player rated, nice to be downs rated. He takes a shot at the last player. Shots come through to Menso. He's going back and forth. It's a 1v1 with 26 seconds left. Pistol out, but no, it's Mental to win out with the up on the call out. Call out cannot clutch this round for his team. Project Neo, they'll take round 2.
He almost did it. I think if he had, in that case, the recoil kind of sang away from a little bit, unable to finish the castle, and he almost had himself a highlight play. His, I don't know, a millionth of the game.
That'd be like his third 4K of this match.
Yeah, that's not gonna happen in that round. Neo finally getting a little bit of traction here with this. I mean, the patchwork roster they've assembled for today's game. They're gonna be going to that tertiary side of mining. Some teams, you know, they choose reading or they choose mining. I think Project Neo prefers mining as the third one, it looks like. Question is how they're gonna hold it. They've got the mute Mozzie. They've got the castle, which you usually see that one going down in Christmas. A lot of a hold in Christmas because, you know, how the map works. Christmas is above mining. You know? They're probably going to play vertically. But is 8 going to be able to clear it? I mean, so far, I mean, they've lost. They had the first round where they had a good clear, but that second round, I mean, clear just was not there for 8.
Yeah, it's interesting to see how they play this out. So it seems like that maybe Project Neo is starting to figure out how to play against Ape. We saw Steam, looks like he's trying to run away. He turns around, takes the fight. We saw Blastful on a really good roam, and he flanks up red stairs because information given by Steam. So like this aggression is really what's causing them to really put a dent into Ape, and I really hope they keep it exactly what Ape has problem with. It seems like the Cafe.
Definitely so. Jay's still sticking the buck, so they have their plan in mind. The Lion actually going to be the Lion is going to be a adjustment here. That could be problematic, but again, this isn't I remember when Lion came out like originally and everybody was just like, just stand on a mute jammer. That's how you counter him. I mean, that could be very much a thing. This map is, it's actually kind of easy to stand on mute jammers given like how they're usually placed, usually on the pixel spot you see, or in Cigar. So if Project Neo's playing out to that way, it could be something that, I mean, Ape might have a problem with when they go to Lion.
Yeah, I could kind of see that. Vigil isn't here, so Vigil can't use the ability to deny the Lion E1D, but at the same point, looks like they're still going to clear upstairs. There's 3 members of Project Neo waiting for Ape to make this clear, and we'll see if Melted on the Lion can make a difference on this take, because again, looks like Project Neo just waiting for it, and a minute gone, and they at least droned out, but the drones aren't probably go so far because Mutant Mozzie are available. And they're probably denying a lot of information from Ape, which is causing probably this lack of time and lack of action.
It looks like Ape's actually kind of established, though, that they have Christmas control, which means they can actually go for the site here. That's one of the win conditions. Once you have Christmas, I mean, the defenders can't hold it vertically. It's not like reading where you hold vertically above, you know, Cocktail. This site, it's just hold above Christmas, and Project Neo's given that to Ape, at least, you know, on paper as the player's holding it from Repel. So if Blastful, the deputy here, is taken out, it could get ugly for Project Neo pretty quickly. He's actually going to forfeit his position in the site. So, I mean, if Callout could go for that crouch walk in, considering a team also doesn't have the C4 we typically see for the default plant, this could be devastating for Project Neo.
Well, let's see what happens. It looks like Melt is trying to play upstairs to deny any vertical play, just to play in there. But Mento with the C4, we said before, I'll take out Jay. It won't take out Callout, but I'll take at least one of the players on Ape. So still one player down, one man gone. Another one goes down as one player playing Pillars. It's Mento again. He's close on C4. He's playing those floor holes so he can deny the push into that red hallway. And we were talking about maybe they can make the push into site and go for the plant, but we didn't count the player inside of Pillars. And Melted at least get one. He'll get X24. Melted so far. Rated going for the flank though. He gets 1. He gets 2. And so far, no, Ape a 1. It's Melted, who's upstairs by himself. He comes back down. He's in. It looks like he's trying to go through Pillars and find anybody, but he's in a 1v4. He finds a leg of 1. He'll take it on a steam, but he can't get the second. His blaze full to finish him off. Project Neo will take round 3.
It's interesting because, yeah, one of the win conditions is Christmas. The other is, yeah, Pillars. And it seemed like Ape was probably, I imagine, they were probably working on taking Pillars. It just, or at least like getting someone on the pillar door or something. But it just never really came to fruition in time. Maybe the timing was poor.
Yeah.
I'm not sure where the
think
C4 even
was, yeah.
Where was the C4? I mean, Jay, if there was anyone to do it, it probably would have been Jay. He could have bucked through that little, we saw Forrest like spinning around in that hallway there. Maybe if the buck was, you know, in position to maybe buck the wall open, you could rotate, I guess, under that new hatch drop and play there to contest Pillars, but it just never, I mean, it happens sometimes. You're never able to actually coagulate that one together. I'm sure they saw the floor holes and everything. It's just that timing was poor.
Yeah, I think they waste a lot of time on the drone, and then at the point they try to make a push without really clearing anything early out.
Yeah, so
unfortunately
for Ape, I mean, they're actually, it's looking like a reverse Uno card here, and Project Neo is dominating their defensive half to start this map. It's total mood switch from Theme Park, and Ape's totally changed the mood. They're playing a Jackal Lion. Again, I mean, it's kind of emphasizing how much they're struggling really with the clearing. You've got the Dokkaebi, the Lion, and the Jackal. If that doesn't say, that doesn't screech roam clear and wanting to do it better than what they've been doing, I don't know what does. I mean, Project Neo's running the same second, third floor setup where they're going to delay with the Mute. There's no Mozzie. They're going to delay with the Mute and the Vigil. As, I mean, Ape is inevitably going to clear top down. But, I mean, even with Ape's lineup, I mean, we know Ash has breaches, but is that enough for a top-down clear, I wonder? Or are they going to just rush?
Last time they did this, they did a top floor clear, and there wasn't actually really any crazy aggression from Project Neo. But then when it comes to execute, though, Project Neo positions themselves perfectly to deny pushes down those routers, down white stairs, down red stairs.
Yeah, it's that end game of actually coming down the stairs that Ape is struggling with. And they're going to start this clear. They're going to assume that third floor, well, not going to assume, but they're going to thoroughly drone this third floor, get that cleared. But I guess the issue is just, yeah, it's that second floor and it's those staircases and how Neo's playing those. That's where Ape is going to have problems.
It's surprising at this point that maybe Ape doesn't go for a bakery take instead, at least have maybe members of Ape go with the bakery to deny some of the people, at least on red stairs, to playing horizontally. But we'll see exactly what happens. We'll have, of course, Doug and Jay playing upstairs. It looks like there's pings on the players and reading, but nobody's there for the moment anymore. He was inside of, I think he was inside of inside of Laundry. It was the player of the Steam, but how he's backed off downstairs. So those footsteps, those jackal tracks, probably not very helpful anymore.
I mean, you can just see how just statified his screen is. Static? I'm not even going to try to say it. That's kind of then the picture for both of these teams when it comes to just droning on either of these maps, Theme Park Cafe. They're unable to actually drone or do anything in Wamai.
Wait.
That's a lie. I saw Wamai with the
Wamai's in play today. He just hasn't been banned yet.
That's a lie. That's propaganda. That's propaganda. As Blastful finds Forest, again, probably coming down a step. What the heck is he on the 3rd floor? He just somehow made it up in the midst of the propaganda regarding Wamai. He hasn't been banned. That's true. He hasn't been banned. He's been played. Yeah, but Blastful has rotated all the way up to the 3rd floor, more importantly. How the heck he managed to do that? I have no idea.
This is why Project Neo banned Nomad, because they want to do stuff like this.
I mean, he's up here. He's at large. The deputy is at large. He's looking for the 8 players, but where are they? Where are they at? You see a player near the 90 hallway, but does he know where JJ Blastful is? No, he doesn't. The Jackal's just running around like it's, I don't know, like it's partying like it's 1999 or something. He's still shotgunning the floor. I mean, there's a problem at hand. The deputy is on the loose. Someone's got to find this man. And I mean, at this point, we've lost him. Where is he?
He went down red stairs. I think Jay was still trying to do his job. Down. He's not, fuck anymore. He's Jackal. But Jay gets 1 kill on XC4 coming down the brown stairs. Blastful does the refrag on Jay, though. Blastful gets another one. Mental takes out one of his own, and then he takes out the second one of Yaga. And Project Neo will take round 4. And as I said before, it seems like a reverse Uno.
It's 4-0 Neo, and Ape is maybe besides themselves a little bit. Maybe they felt feeling a little too good after their 7-1 victory on Theme Park. And it's maybe translating to a little sloppiness on Cafe. I mean, I would love to see what in the world he just ran up, what kind of timing he needed to get to run past. I mean, the whole team was up there at one point for Ape. Unless they all rotated out and then he rotated, because we saw they were pushing Bakery there at the end.
Yeah, they were pushing.
They must have all rotated out.
White and brown stairs, so maybe he took a chance to go red stairs when nobody was looking.
I mean, that would have been lovely to see, but it's just the idea that, I mean, they're bringing the gridlock now because they're like, what is that? How did he get up there? And we saw, I mean, Jay's pulling out the stubby shotgun to play vertically because the buck wasn't working out for the first 3 rounds, which he's now playing now. I mean, it's like they're kind of all over the place. We see a gridlock. I think that's the first. I will say that's the first gridlock we've seen in CCS. I know that.
I know we saw it earlier in this game.
You did?
Yeah, they played it on round 2 on Barn Cocktail. They played gridlock again.
I must have totally missed it, and it had no impact.
It had no impact. I agree. It did have no impact.
Because let me correct myself. Okay, let me correct. This is the first time we've seen gridlock in a team play gridlock. There, I fixed it. Okay. They played gridlock twice, but I mean, yeah, man, I totally didn't mess that up or anything. I can never.
Either way, though, let's go on to our next site of Barn Cocktail, back to the 3rd floor. And I think last time that was the round when they esteemed goes gets that kill, and you had the flank from Blastful. Is that gonna happen again?
No, because there's a gridlock.
I think they had a gridlock that round. It still happened. You
know what's happening again? The push up red, and you know what's happening again? Esteem getting the opening pick.
Yeah, you're right.
So a lot of things are happening again. It's the same clear from Ape that isn't working apparently. Esteem's able to just Esteem watches his VODs. He knows what Ape does. And Jay is gonna have to find this wild man running around here reading. I'm not sure who that is. That could still be Esteem. It could be someone else. I'm pretty sure it's Esteem.
I think it's a Steam. Hard to say, but like, yeah, we've seen people do this before, and like we saw from the other game. Actually, it's not Steam. It's actually Blastful playing in the meeting. But yeah, we saw from the other game before, like people playing these weird aggressive roams really throws Ape off, and I really wonder, are they going to be able to deny it? XT4 gets another kill on Jay though, so looks like Jay was trying to push up red stairs, and there's a SMG-11 waiting for him.
Yeah, I mean, this bottom up clear from Ape is zero success against Neo. Melted his gridlocking things. But for the most part, I mean, it's just not helping them. That Yaga is going to have to try to work a miracle here through this mute jammered and castled cigar shop, which we haven't even gotten to this hold from Neo because most of the fighting has occurred on the 2nd floor from this up-down clear. And I mean, Yaga's just gonna walk right through there and down next to Cardio in that fight. How do you lose that fight, rather? And this is winnable for Ape, potentially.
Potentially. They had much there. They can't get through the wall into Christmas because it's muted. Let's say he's trying to make through it now, but he's going to back off instead. Maybe throw the Summel onto the castle barricade. So again, having problems taking Christmas, having problems really making a mark here, taking territory for his top floor sites. Melt is still on the top floor, still on the roof. Maybe get a pick on someone in freezer. Shots come through on one player behind the desk. Can't find the shots. Mental takes a lot of damage. So at this point still though, 6A is trying to deal with Pixel. Shield is there this time. We talked about shields last time, but they didn't bring it the last time they played the site. But this time, they have a shield for Pixel, so they can deny this Christmas push. See, and smoke comes through. He's gonna throw that Summel onto the wall. Freezer. And surely but surely, he's only 30 seconds left to go here for Ape. At this point, it may be a rush that may lead to their doom, or if they can win these fights, will be good. A C4 comes out onto it. Was that C4 or a grenade? Steam takes a lot of damage in that explosion. It looks like smoke comes out to deny the push. Yaga gets a kill on Steam. It's coming out here. Another one for Yaga. No, he can't win the fight, but Blastful goes down to call out. Smoke takes out Yaga. It's a 2v2. Time is running out though. Can they get the plant down? Melton jumps down right into Mental's shots. Call it now to 1v1. He's got a clutch round up. Was 8 seconds left to go. Right at this point, he's just gonna hide and wait for the plant. Call it. Looks like he knows where he is. He's in freezer and he loses the fight though. It's a Rated in Project Neo. 5 rounds in a row. They are dominating the scoreboard.
Stunning. Both teams dominating the other team's map pick. Rated with the clutch, the new pickup for Neo, and rather the minus rated plus rated for Neo. And I mean, it's like Ape is just no answers. And it's almost in disbelief when I'm looking at it.
It is pretty crazy to see the same. Are they going to end the same way 5-1, or is it going to be a 6-0 half, which we didn't see from Ape on their defense half on Theme Park?
I guess the thing here is both teams have to play defense. Can't call it too early, but man,
true.
So far it's like there hasn't been a patch at all. Everyone was saying this patch was going to be just as attacker sided. Apparently not to these two teams. This
not
is
to this at all. But the problem is if they go 6-0, they only need one round of attack to win it all out for Project Neo.
Yeah, I mean this is it's definitely not what I anticipated from this patch here. But Neo's going to reading. Last time they went to the third site, it was mining. They switched it up. It's now reading. As they're looking to go around the world here. Mental bringing Nagoya, which is really one of the better ways to bring a lot of shields. As we're seeing 3 of them for Project Neo. But I mean, question is, I mean, the ADS is going to be enough to actually protect them. No Wamai, so yeah, I mean, there's a lot of shields. I guess the plan is for them to explode because they explode in fire to deny pushes. So, you know, that could be a factor.
Well, let's see how Ape does this rope clear. Is they got to clear the third floor once again? Maybe not. Well, even when they did the mining in fireplace, they didn't really even clear third floor because they couldn't find enough intel. So at this point, are they going to find enough intel? There's no Mozzie on the board. There's a mute though, so maybe they'll be able to clear this top floor. Maybe we'll get information they need as Yaga's looking to open this window into Christmas. I don't believe enemy's playing Christmas, so shouldn't have a problem walking and taking this territory. And either way though, looking to take this round because if they end 6-0, it's not looking good. Maybe at this point, Ape maybe wants to scrap this map and go to the third one.
Yeah, but I mean, it's kind of like what you said. Yeah, I mean, even if Neo 6-0's Ape here, I mean, Ape gets 6 defenses as well. That's just kind of how it is.
Yep.
So, I mean, I would hope they wouldn't scrap it. I hope that, good golly almighty, they wouldn't. I mean, Jay's going to start flashing. I mean, again, that doesn't require many flashes, but it doesn't really require much for Esteen either to get his. I mean, this is like at least the 3rd, 4th time now he's gotten the opening pick on the Ape.
I think it's 1, 2, 3, 3 times so far.
Yeah, it's just this man is on a mission. Almost all his kills are, most of his kills are opening kills. And I mean, yes, you're clearing these ADSs, you're trying to clear these shields, but at this point, I mean, Ape just needs to get a kill. As I mean, Steve's gonna find his 2nd. He's looking for his 3rd. He's finally handled by Forrest. Call out running through the fire like Rambo. He's looking for this corner. We took this player's hide in, but no one home. Project Neo's run away, and it looks like they're gonna run away with this defense half. 4-3 with the minute to go, and they've got all the positioning in the world, all the two different. Well, actually, Raid actually uses C4. Interestingly enough.
Oh,
Blastful's dying.
Position, though. It takes a lot of damage. But yeah, C4s. There's only one available at X24. Can they coordinate the C4 to really give them this round?
What's interesting is I feel like I've seen this one before. Some match. Team had
Deja vu.
Deja vu's coming. Finners had full. I mean, they had man advantage, and the vertical play took over. Question is that going to happen to Project Neo? I mean, Rated is in a position to kind of protect himself. He can scan when someone's going to peek him from above, but it's the time's getting interesting. X24 also on the flank. That I don't know. Did Melted gridlock that? I see them going off there.
I think he gridlocked it, but C4 could be the ending here.
Yeah, the C4 isn't in a position to C4 this one. That's not a C4able spot from below. X24's got to come up as Rated, trying to find the default plant. The smoke blocking it, and X24 does just that. Comes up, finds Cloud, and it's just melted. And it's just a casual 6-0 for Project Neo. They're on match point. If you can believe it, it's happening. They don't need their 4 roster to 608. Don't need it.
On Cafe too. Like, we haven't seen a lot of Cafe from Ape. We've seen it here and there, but every time we've seen it so far, though, it's been a pretty one-sided affair from Ape. But not this time. Project Neo, they'll change up what we thought. They'll change up. They'll uprise, and they'll looking to take this map and put us on map 3. As now we go on to the defense of Ape. But you said before, Ape still has potentially 6 rounds of their own to win.
6 rounds. A 6-round comeback is required. I mean, is this not? It's the first 6-0 I've witnessed, and it's looking like it's a possible 7-0.
Yeah.
But yes, my goodness,
Oh, is that the first 7-0? Unfortunate.
Yeah, this is unprecedented territory here. Wouldn't it be the first 7-0 in the history of CCS? Or am I crazy?
Apparently, it's the first 7. It's not. It's gonna be the first 7 that would happen.
We've seen 6-0s.
There's been other 6-0s in other matches,
but no one's been 7-0'd. So this is. I mean, I never would imagine most teams will literally just ban this map against Ape. Ape's so good at it. And again, like you said, they're usually pretty dominant here.
Yeah.
So for this, I mean, this is almost like the Twilight Zone or something.
The Twilight. Hey, we talk about new meta though. It's the new meta. That's why it's changed. So what, isn't it?
I mean, apparently. So Ape. I mean, yeah, the 6-round comeback is required. Otherwise, we're going to map 3. But I ain't gonna call it just yet, because when I call things, usually they don't happen. So
yeah, definitely. They can't call it just yet. It's now Ape is on their defense. It looks like they're, usually they're a better defense team anyway, so anything's possible here. We're on the second floor side of Reading and Fireplace, where Project Neo are looking to put this away, but they gotta clear that top floor first, though.
Yep, and Ape has, again, they've proven they're pretty competent here, so Neo can't afford to, I mean, they can't afford to troll. Even though they are in a advantageous situation here on the scoreboard, there are 6 defenses that Ape can work with here. They're going to have a cigar hold. They're going to have a cigar castle. And Yaga's actually going to take a point of damage from an unknown source. But, I mean, you can't praise Project Neo enough for what they've been able to overcome today. Even if somehow they managed to lose this.
Did you know that Project Neo had every single opening pick of that first half? I think it's true. I might be wrong. I'm pretty sure it's true.
I'm pretty sure you're right. I mean, they definitely won. Like, if you want to like split it, I'll give you a margin of error. If let's say they won it 4-2 or something, I would say that they've definitely dominated in that regard. And right now, though, it's a different story in the attack half. Usually, we saw that pick come out from Esteem, especially throughout the defensive half, but so far it's pretty quiet here in the first minute 30, which is kind of how it was for Ape. It was like 30-second minute all over again as Esteem's finally going to get into the building here. But that little crossfire that Ape has set up here, even without the Mira, is proving to be an obstacle. Esteem's just going to do it. He's just going to send it. Flash is flying out. But he's actually going to work his way past. And I mean, yes, the site is... It's unfortunately for, I mean, Neo, it's not mining, it's reading. This Christmas control isn't enough. They're going to have to clear out these players' cocktail.
Well, let's see what happens, as looks like the mental on the Yana is going to go forward and look for anybody, but no player on the stairs. It actually looks like there's a player in Freezer, maybe. from the side of Ape, but I'm not sure he's there for the moment. There it is. Forrest get the first kill on X24. That's a good pick though. Vertical play though could be a problem here as he looks like he sees one. His team can't get the kill on, so that player's out of reading. At this point, yeah, it looks like most of Ape or all of Ape has gone back to the second floor. Forrest will at least get that first pick, so this top floor row maybe was not for naught. And so with 30 seconds left, though, maybe we're back in the 20-second meta where nobody's able to really get on the site and make a play for the last 20 seconds. Just come on and melted. Can't finish him off, though. Oh, there's from Blastful. Blast trying to make his way into reading. The strokes come out and deny him on the brown stairs. A player there. It's Forrest getting another kill to Mento. Forrest has been the bleeding Forrest, but Blastful makes his way through 90. Gets one kill. Gets refracted immediately by Yaga. Coming through the ring door. The SMG-11 waits him with Jay. Coming jumping down. Rated gets one and melted, but now with SMG-11 and Jay once more to finish off Rated, and 8 will take their first defense.
Only need 5 more, but this is a good start for 8. Fortunately for Neo, they stalled out there. Again, it's like kind of a story of their attacks on Theme Park. I mean, let's not forget they only won 1 attack on Theme Park. So this, I mean, 8 pulling off I mean, us seeing a 6-6 like defensive war is not impossible given the story of the game so far. But yeah, I mean, that's just really good from 8 late round as it needed to be. And I mean, they're going to be able to go to kitchen now. And there's no, well, actually, I was about to say there was no buck, but he's all the way on the left there. There is a buck, and it's likely that Neil's going to go for that vertical play.
Oh, yep. 100% win rate on reading reading fireplace. Nice.
Attackers need to locate and
They're going to need 100% on everywhere if they want to win this. If they want to win this game, so it's going to start with kitchen, though. I mean, we see the Slapkin coming out from Melted. We've seen Ape run this Captain before. I mean, it kind of helps, especially when you web around that second floor for the roam. Teams have their different methods. Yeah, he's putting them everywhere. And they're reinforcing that Christmas hatch so they can play and train below. That's interesting. Because it's exactly what Neil is, I hope Neil's going for with that buck. They're going to play vertical. So you make it a little hard for them to do that. I mean, Melted is putting them everywhere. I feel like he's going to get at least one.
We'll see how he gets if he gets anybody on that top floor. But with the Yana still available and in the Lion, there's a lot of information gain here. As you know, we've talked about how Mute and Mozzie have been a really big issue for these teams, or at least both teams so far in this matchup. So with the Lion and the Yana on board, there's definitely a more wealth of information for Project Neo to dive into rather than be denied.
Yep. And X24 is rocking the hollow Lion. But I mean, Lion has one of the most. He has one of the most like the highest sight choices actually of all the operators on that gun. Actually, interesting. Fun fact.
Oh.
But yes, they're gonna try to clear this one out. I mean, it's not nearly as intricate as what Neo had set up with the reinforcements and all that good stuff and the mute jammers. There are still mute jammers, but the Capkin is robust. It's as robust as it gets. I mean, Steamed is questioning everything he's done up to this point because he does not want to be a Ash hit by a Capkin. That is some serious damage. Basically makes you a one-shot just about everything, short of maybe a silenced SMG-11 or something. So Steam's actually going to find that player running around near fireplace. Some Lucy of Callout, who's actually had himself a pretty tame game compared to Theme Park. But man, this roam so far is kind of proving to be difficult for Neo. I mean, it's like you're droning out IEDs in Baghdad or something.
Oh my god, that's gotta be I hope that doesn't give anybody any kind of like flashbacks on that one. But yeah, it seems like they wasted quite a bit of time here on this roam clear. Of course, they're gonna make sure nobody's playing, and they're gonna make sure no IEDs run. So as they go to work here, Radio will start off. He'll shotgun freezer to make sure nobody's there and create that vertical pressure. It looks like there's maybe an A take or a white take. As the C4 goes off below, he won't do any damage. C4 had no information because they did not have a pulse or anything to really, coordinate that C4. At this point, it looks like any other C4s will probably just be off of sound, and another C4 goes off. Doesn't kill him. Takes him down to below half though, so at least does some damage. The C4 aren't exactly putting them or giving them any edge here for Ape.
Steve's just eating all the smoke. I hope he got the shield for all that. Ion actually an interesting adjustment given how much the mute and the Mozzie's been impactful throughout this series. Yaga is quite literally a slither of health. This Callout's going to find X24, and Yaga's finished. Looks like a freezer drop going to be the end game for Project Neo as another ace charge is caught by an ADS, a wild ADS. Is Blastful going for the pistol whip on a Forced, eliminates him. And it looks like this is it. This is the freezer push that could potentially be the 7-1 for Neo. As Jay's taken out, melted to long range with the Kapkan SMG. It's not enough call. It's going to find one. That's Blastful holding the cross. But the player behind the bomb is going to start the plant. That's rated. Oh, but it's not going to be enough as Melted finds the cover and Esteemed. And Ape, is the comeback real? It's getting realer and realer by the round.
Ape stay alive on this sake. Yeah, it seems like at the same point, Project Neo also kind of suffering. Though I will say they are winning more fights though compared to Ape on some of those rounds when it comes to these executes. But in the end, these are last second executes, last 20 second meta still, where they push through, try to make it work out. And really just a lot of chaotic fights, left and right. You saw a lot of damage come through and try to take control of VIP. They got rid of the shield, taking fights down in bar. Getting in the site, trying to get the plant down, but unfortunately it was a 2v2 and the guy protecting the planter dies. At that point, the planter rated has to take fights and he cannot win those.
Yeah, these late round flurries so far not going in favor of Neo as they're trying to close this one out. I mean, Ape, they just need to win this last side here to kind of complete a rotation station, which,
Attackers need to locate and
I mean, that is comeback fuel. This is what they would consider their third site, which is, I mean, they won like what, I mean, a lot of people like, reading or whatever, either reading site. A lot of people would consider those to be the third site. I mean, Ape's considering Bar the third site here, and I mean, Neo's all, I mean, they don't even have like I'm not sure if they wanted to go for red. Is Maverick enough?
Ooh, yeah, only having Maverick on the board, not having any other hard breacher. Like, I will say the hard breacher, I didn't really seem like they made that much of a difference from him and Ape, though. They really gets them all open. But if Ape are playing this, or Ape actually open the freezer up too. So maybe the Maverick, maybe not having the hard breacher won't be that big of a deal.
I'm just worried. I mean, I just had a flashback to when I play ranked and people only bring Mav on this site. It's kind of a fun time to Maverick that red wall.
Maybe it's just for the grenades.
Yeah, I'm hoping, because I mean, it could also very likely be just as easily likely be a cocktail take for Neo given their lineup. The nades, bunch of nades, the Buck, the Ash charges the Zofia. It's looking like it given what they're droning. I mean, you typically don't see a red take start with drones on the white stairs. So both these teams clearing, first floor up, interestingly enough. So
yeah, it was interesting last time seeing them push downstairs before for Ape and then trying to go up red stairs, but it looks like Project Neo aren't going to do that. No, X24, it looks like he knows someone's right on the window. Oh, he's trying to see someone peek the window from like stairs, but no one's going to do that. Shots come through. Maybe he saw Melted's head actually, and there's one coming up red. Oh, white stairs. The Ash comes up, the TCSG, and Melted is there. The drone is there to see him, and I don't know if this team wants to take this fight against the TCSG. The shotgun that DMR runs up. Shots come up, but actually coming through down the laundry hatch. Boris pushes himself perfectly for that push from a Steam. He'll take him out. The first pick once again on this defense half goes to Ape.
I mean, so it's like the script has been flipped. Ape winning the opening duels. Ape being a team that's difficult to clear, and it's not the end of the world to lose Esteemed in this context. You can still make this push work. But I mean, the deputy, you've got to check your corners. Someone's still playing prone on those white stairs. I believe that's Decade rated. One's still in reading. That's Forrest. He's finally going to be found out, but it looks like this push is finally coming to fruition as X24 is on the rappel. Blastful's tossing the grenades, which he can do now. There's nothing stopping him. Melted gets scalped on the retreat. And now it's possible. It's possible for Neo to close this one out here as Ape is in a very disadvantageous situation. Neo's got all the control they need in the world to make it happen, but the diffuser's got to go down. I wonder where the deputy is with his diffuser. He's going to try to go through the windows as Jay's still in position to potentially deny a push up white stairs. He could go huge here. It's exactly where the diffuser's going to go. I mean, he's going to go up here with the diffuser and he's going to win that gunfight on the smoke. And for his third of the round, all of the kills for Neo going to the Maverick captain. And Mental's going to take some damage as well. It's going to have to be the 2v4 of a lifetime for Ape. It's the start as Yaga's downing Blastful. Neo is going to have to get that diffuser down. It's been dropped. Call out finding Mental. Yaga finding X24. And suddenly what was looking so winnable is now almost unwinnable. The 1 HP Buck in this 1 versus 2. with against possibly the worst weapons to be in a 1 versus 2 against this HP. He's literally a touch, a foot tap, and it's a headshot from Yaga.
Oh my god.
It's gonna keep the comeback going.
That turnaround. What?
I'm alarmed.
The 2v4 turnaround from Yaga and Callout.
We're halfway there, and that is a momentum.
To turn that around, that was looking like a win for Project Neo. They had control of Cocktail. They had control of White Stairs. He took out the player on White Stairs, which is Jay, who was the last one alive. They tried to make it into sight, go for the plant, but Yaga is there with that Ulda. You had Callout pushing through, maybe Freezer, White Stairs to deny as well, and they're making these fights work somehow.
I mean, that's also just like that's the type of play where it knocks the air out of your chest. 2 versus 4, you have that, you have it, you feel it in your heart. We're about to win this game. You saw the way Blastful was playing that, because he knew he was making, like, I mean, those were game-winning plays, really. I mean, he's doing his best call out impressive from last game. I mean, it's almost funny. Both team captains have been the catalyst for their team in maps that they've won. I mean, Call is starting to come alive, though, speaking of Call, as he's leading his team now. I mean, tied with Forest, rather. But, I mean, that's just... I don't know. I mean, that's a tough one. X24 also, I mean, he was the highlight player we talked about in the pregame, but that is not a highlight scoreline, at least so far.
Yeah, it almost gets back to when Aerovice won their 2v4s on Villa. Like, that is a huge mental hit to just the team members on X2 on the kind of Project Neo. Like, to lose that fight, to lose that 2v4 when you had control of Cocktail, you were able to get the plant down, but just fight after fight goes down and you just whittled down to rated in a 1v2.
What's even worse, that's Ape's third site, apparently, clearly. They're now able to go whatever site they want, and it makes the comeback all that more likely. Usually it's that third site that you have to go through that creates an issue. Is this it? Is this the power play to end the game? They're gonna rush through. They're just gonna fly through. Is Ape home? The diffuser gonna start from rated any second now as Jay's gonna find X24. The painful game for X24 continues. The diffuser's gonna start. Blastful continuing his killing spree, but Ape is just lit up the scoreboard. Blastful finding Forest. But again, Blastful getting just tagged to absolutely nothing, and Jay has just been a rock. Not the rapper, but he's in the site absolutely dominating. And that's just Melted and Yaga versus the captain, the deputy on 1 HP. Not gonna happen, Ape. I mean, Ape is just... I'm telling you, once you get past that third site and a comeback like this, it becomes all the more likely. They now get another site that they favored here.
So Project Neo tried to end it with a rush, though. You saw the Buck, you saw the Zofia of X24 and Rated looking to push through and make that push. But it looks like when you saw the push through, the Zofia X24 tried to destroy that Banshee with the lifeline, could not do it, which just slowed them all down. X24 got shot right in the face by Jay. That at that point, I felt like was just the end of it right there. Like,
that was Jay the fresh, the newest pickup for Ape has been. That was just all Jay. He just murdered 3 people in that doorway, including X24, who is the cover. And again, I mean, if you're Neo here and you really want to close this one out, you just have to get. I mean, Blastful's doing all he can.
Dude, Blastful's 15 and 8. That's a better scoreline than we saw from Callout last map.
Yeah, I mean, he's actually the star player for a series at this present time, at least for the time being. Yeah. But I mean, you definitely. I mean, X24 was the one highlighted in the pregame. I think we need a big round from him for Neo to actually close this one out, because again, this is a Neo team that's kind of undermanned, and they're still. I mean, and they're still playing as well as they're playing. They're gonna need the core players kind of step up here. Ape's going to mining and reading, or mining and dining.
Yes, we've seen Frost more often too, because Frost has a shield too. So Callout bringing out Frost. We've seen Frost more in line in the recent times too. The fact that she has the ITA for the secondary and the shields. Some people love to bring.
1.5.
And the 1.5 on that gun too, which is really nice to use.
That gun is, let me tell you, a gold with a 1.5 Frost was my worst enemy last season. Now, Now imagine call out with it.
Oh yeah,
It's basically
call out's
like
not a goal. Call out's something else.
call out is the minister of killing with 1.5. So I mean, this is. I mean, I'm just hoping if you're Neo, someone doesn't hit a frost mat, because that's like the only thing that can make the momentum worse. And did he just ace charge?
I think he did. I heard the noise go off. It sounded like an ace charge.
I saw some water. I saw water splashing. So I mean, I guess they're not really using. Maybe one of them hit that. I don't know what happened there.
Was Ray going elsewhere, so he couldn't get the hash?
I'm just gonna move past. I don't know. So I mean, Neo kind of splitting up here. Players on red, players holding the cocktail cutoff. Steamed, I mean, most of his kills have been opening kills in his defense, but Steam's gonna have to find some on attack. I mean, most of those were on defense. Gonna have to be some attack opening kills from his team here. Close this game out as Ape is holding firm.
Is anybody actually playing upstairs from Ape? It looks like they're adapting that same kind of roam from the side of Project Neo when it comes to site. So Christmas is pretty empty for the moment. So is it going to be able to turn into a round window? Looks like it was playing in Cocktail though. It looks like I think it's Call Out was playing inside of Cocktail on the Frost with that 1.5. But there's a player on the window. And there it is. Call Out goes down to Steam, who was playing in Bar. So there's one player on Roam goes down. I don't believe there's another from Ape. So now at this point with a minute left, Project Neo have all the control they might need for this take.
They have all the control they need, but we've seen this one before. They've got to close it out in the final minute, which is exactly where we're at now. Buck's gonna start tearing up the floor. Ape honestly has nothing really in the way of denying that typical. Well, just getting the site. I almost thought the site was reading for some reason. I don't know. It's actually, I don't know what he's. If he's bucking out reading, I mean, that's what threw me off. He's bucking out reading like the site's reading. X24 is going to find Forest, but I mean, there's still that final execution that needs to come through, and it's going to have to come through in mining, most likely. So if those players aren't dealt with, that could be huge. Jay's going to start it onto Esteem, and the flurry is going to begin any second here. This is where the push is going to get spicy. Through mining, where Jay is still holding firm in Train. He's going to find 2. Melted's going to find X24. It's just Blastful and Mental. And Melted's going to tag Mental down. It's just Blastful here. And Ape's going to be 1 round away from overtime.
Oh my god. We are 5 rounds into this half. Oh wow. That's an unfortunate one. But Colin has gotten a nice frag. Kills the series. Has gotten all of the other games put together. It's not a great statistic, but hey, that means how Colin's been running the bag this game compared to his other games. That's great to see from him. But either way, we're now on match point, or well, we're on overtime. One round from overtime. One round from overtime.
Comeback point, overtime point, match point.
And that was interesting. That was actually the first round in this game where the opening pick did not win them that round.
I mean, Call Out was just like, I guess there's so much to talk about in that round. It's like Call Out was just like pinned in there. I mean, he was pretty much a dead man. But he almost like, it's almost like he baited that, because I swear to you, I thought the site was reading because they were bucking that out like it was reading. And I almost have to wonder, what did they know? Because
they had to have known, right? There's no way.
Because that's the other thing. Jay murdered 2 players in Christmas who were trying to peek down holes. But I mean, considering, we're literally spectating rating. He was bucking mostly about reading. Yeah, if he bucked Christmas, it was like, he must have did it off screen, because it's like, I swear to you, Jay just murdered 2 people from Train as if they weren't bucking out Train or anything. So that was just, or maybe they were and Jay's just that nasty. I don't know. That's the problem with not seeing everything. I'm not. It's interesting
because we have this change now too. Like we've seen X24 on like 3 different operators now. Now they're bringing Jackal just off from 8. I think at the same point, Project Neo's having the same issue. They're having issues finding these players.
X24 is just, at this point, he's probably just picking whatever gun he felt most comfortable with in T-Hunt leading up to this match.
That could be it too.
Because the struggle is continuing for him, and Neo's gonna have to clear out Ape. It's the same thing we saw in previous rounds. They're actually playing the Captain above.
What is the FMG?
Yaga just put Esteemed in a suitcase, because the FMG9 is a suitcase gun. But yes, Yaga, the opening kill with, Smoke. It's sniper smoke, but with smoke. And it's onto a Steam, no less. The Steam's been one of, I mean, he's been the moment of their brightness for Neo throughout this series, throughout this map at least. And with him being taken out, I mean, and X34 being on what he's on, you're going to rely on your thermite to carry you through this clear. Because again, I mean, Raided's new. Mental is a sub for today. What do you really have to rely on here to actually get through this final round and close this one out? I mean, X34 is going to have to go nucleosis.
Somebody's gonna nucleosis. It's really interesting too that his Steam pushed white stairs all of a sudden without doing this clear. So I wonder if that was actually in the plan for Steam to just try and go for that shield, even though Alex, actually, I guess he didn't expect it though. Because what do you expect to smoke that FMG?
You don't expect to get shot like that.
Yeah.
I mean, Raided
C4.
running into Capkins. I mean, the emotions. I mean, he almost blew himself up.
That's
I mean, okay, so it's like the emotions are just probably really high for Neo right now, and combine that with the stakes. Again, this is probably one of their biggest games of their careers. Young careers these guys have. It's starting to come apart a little bit. And Ape, I mean,
and Ape started defense on overtime too.
Yeah, this is crazy. They're gonna have to deal with call out here in Bakery. The lack of ADS, not a problem for the Minister, as he's going to destroy Blastful, who has been the absolute standout, and that is the Thermite as well. Nonetheless, it's looking like overtime, and I'm gonna be honest. 20 minutes ago, I was like, yeah, man.
20 minutes ago, I was like,
happening.
We're going to map 3, guys. We're
I don't
going
know what's happening, but you know, I'm here for it. You know, 7-0, whatever, right? But
yeah.
It's not happening. I mean, it's the way this works. You gotta play 6. You gotta play 6 and 6, and
yeah. Opportunities for both teams. Brady goes down to 4, so down to 2v5 now. It's Mental and X24. They gotta clutch up here if they want to win this map and go to map 3, or we're going to overtime where Ape has a chance to win this map and take this overall. Shots come through, but no, he can't make it work. 4 is going here on the other side. We get Mental. X24 will take out Melted, but there it is. Jay with a shotgun finish of X24, and Ape will take round 12 and they'll put us in overtime. 6-6. Both sides had perfect defense halves, but now we're in overtime, and Ape started defense for their overtime side.
I kind of want to touch on what Esteem was doing at the beginning of round 2, because we've harped on it at this point. The meta is like, yeah, you don't need your Ash to be, you know, doing whatever to make like ADS clearing work or anything. So maybe he just thought, I mean, he could just run in there, toss a flash, get the shield.
You don't expect to smoke an FMG now with a 1.5 staring
but
down.
It's like, yeah, I mean, that's just something we haven't been used to seeing for a long time, as players just doing things that you could, I mean, honestly, a couple years ago, you could just do that. You know, you could just go kill something as Ash, go kill a device or whatever. But such a routine thing ended up being a disaster. And my goodness, are we witnessing the top frag for Neo on a shield?
Yeah, Blastful 15 and 10 on Monty.
This is the first time happy 5-year birthday.
It reminds me of when Yago and Oregon was playing Flash.
Yeah, pretty much. And newsflash for y'all who didn't see that 8th game, they lost that game when Yaga was on a shield when he was top frag and going crazy. This is, I love to see what they have in mind, because I mean, Monty doesn't even have a hard breach. They don't have hard breach. This is gonna be a classic. I mean, if you remember like old Invitational where it was like Penta, Pengu on the Monty.
Oh, yeah.
EG had no answer for it. But Neil's gonna have to, that's some pretty big shoes to fill. Pingu, they're gonna have to play a Pingu-esque Monty here in order to make this push work. And if they do anything other than up white, I have no idea what I'm witnessing. So I hope to goodness it's gonna be a white push that, I mean, I hope Blastful can put on his best Pingu impression here. As Ape, I mean, this is a site. This isn't even the 3rd floor, actually.
It's reading in Fireplace. Like, they're just playing 3rd floor per usual as per
I don't know. I don't
know
what the
Blastful, maybe they can push Fireplace. Maybe push really well, needing to clear.
Potentially. I mean, this is probably gonna be. I mean, all these rounds have been equally ridiculous, but this is probably gonna be the one. If you've been leaning back watching this one, lean forward, because this one is interesting. Blastful is gonna flop down.
Oh, he's also with shields too. Apparently people were saying that they nerfed hipfires more as well too with this last patch too. So yeah, gets first kill in the Mental though. That's not good to see.
Not good at all. I mean, Mental's done a good job for being a sub in I will
yeah,
say
definitely.
that.
Yeah, 9-9. He's doing his job, playing Yana, playing roles that you wouldn't expect out of the guy either.
You wake up and he says, "Hey, play the biggest game of your life today." Okay, I'm ready to go. And he's done a great job for that. And Blastful's gonna push to Christmas here. This is the same type of crossfire they set up in previous rounds, Ape. But I mean, this is one moment where the Monty's actually really useful. They're able to just push through here. No issue, no problem. There's no lesion. There's nothing really for him to be concerned with. The new shield punch is gonna come into play here. The call, I mean, Call's not even gonna go for it, actually. I mean, I thought we'd actually see that dynamic for the first time, but Call is just gonna get executed by a Steam, who's finally coming alive here on attack, finding his first it's not the opening kill, but it's what in the heck is that?
He just that was a random place to be before us, but he's dead immediately.
I didn't even realize what he was doing.
Yeah, I saw him there and I was like, they just cleared Christmas. This is a really good spot, but then Raiden comes through behind and he finishes off for us anyway. So maybe this is the first attacking win of this map though, as Project Neo are man advantage up. But again, the last like 50-20 seconds are the issue here when they go for that execute. So if they can't make this execute work once again, they're still looking pretty bad here for Project Neo.
I mean, Rated is the man to watch here because his vertical play is the key. And I believe the site's reading. I hope to God it is.
It's reading. It's reading.
Again, okay, yeah, I mean, he's bucking. Nobody's home. Ape's hiding pretty well here. Melted waiting for that inevitable push down White, but at this point, again, it's the killing moments of the round. Blastful's going to start the plant. Rated's going to find Jay. It's looking like it could be match point, but Melted going for the flank. The Monty gonna have to plant, but he can't. He turns his back to Yaga, and Yaga and Melted are gonna be able to clean this one up, but Steam doesn't have time.
Oh my God, the unfortunate, just the pinch, the greatest time to deal with the Monty right there and then in the pinch between the two of them. Perfectly timed, but definitely unfortunate for Project Neo. It looks like we want to rehost. It looks like Colin's calling rehost for a sound bug, which is unfortunate. But this could be it for them. Actually, we'll still have to go attack around from Ape, and so far nobody's won an attack. Close for Project Neo. They're like on the verge of getting an attacking win.
So close indeed. But they're gonna have to, I mean, whether you want to consider it a tall task, they're gonna have to defend one more time here. One more defense to potentially keep their season alive. Because this, mind you, this is an elimination game.
Loses bracket.
This is it for Project Neo if they are unable to win this defense if they're unable to cook up a defense here in the kitchen, as Ape is, I mean, they've struggled too. They've struggled to even get clears going on Project Neo. And Alibi? Match point?
Hey, looking to do that roamer again. Was the kitchen defense. We haven't seen one in a while from Project Neo since last half. But I would say that they're looking for that aggressive roam as we've seen Ape struggle with.
He stuck it. And he stuck the Alibi.
Let's see how it plays out. Let's see how that aggression. Maybe those prismas are going to help them with just making Ape freak out as they go for this roam close on 3rd and 2nd floor.
Yeah, because I guess the thing is Alibi. The reason why it's like he's 6th, I mean, or whatever, he's switched from the vigil that he's been playing to Alibi, and it's like Vigil was giving Ape a lot of issues because of how it works between the floors and everything, especially on a map like this. Alibi is just like, you know, if you play on 4-3, you can kind of, I mean, if you have eyes, you can tell if it's a fake or whatever. So you don't really have issues drawing that out 99% of the time. So, I mean, XT4 hasn't had himself, you know, the MVP game that he's been having almost throughout the whole season, I will say. But it's like, I got to question if he's picking that for the gun or what, because it's definitely different from what Neo's, I mean, it's different from what's been successful for them throughout the
the MX Storm is a nice gun, though.
I mean, it is. That's why it's like, I think it's like that gun, sparky, especially with an angle grip and everything and all that stuff. So,
yeah. So let's see how it works out. Let's see how that plays out. If that helps out with the roam. I do believe there's maybe a couple on the 2nd and 3rd floor for the moment. Maybe the second floor. Looks like the 2nd floor. There's 2 members of Project Neo right now roaming, and I wonder if Ape at this point, or maybe you're not even trying to roam clear, because it seems to be a bakery take for the moment. And I will say that roam clear did waste them a lot of time, so maybe at this point, maybe not even go for roam clear, just go for a bakery take, push on the site.
Honestly, that could be a solution. It looks like that's exactly what they're going to do. Ace charge already been expended, probably gonna continue to do so under this bakery wall. And yeah, I mean, there's no denial, because I mean, I'm not gonna say XT4 should have played mute, but maybe he's wishing he didn't pick Alibi here. The vertical holes will be an issue here, and likely made though by, I mean, the Alibi and her, shotgun pistol. So that could be a reason why I picked it. I mean, Blastful's up here. He's been the best player for Neo so far, about 2 maps. So that's an obstacle for Ape to overcome. Jay's gonna have to kill the man who they have yet to really have success in killing. And he's gonna have to do it. I mean, otherwise, Blastful's just gonna hold the holes from above. So this is the dynamic we need to keep our eyes on. Blastful versus Jay here. And I think the Alibi's still roaming up near the white stairs as well in support. So what is Ape going to do to deal with this?
Like, if they were to try to take out the people on site, take out those anchors, and maybe push past to the point where they can't get hit by the vertical play, it could work out. But I do agree, like, Blastful made a big one here. That sorry for shots come through, and there, Mento takes out Force. Looks like Mento was on site. Mento gets another on the Yaga. Mento on the sub with that Alda takes out 2, but he only got refragged finally by call out. The Minister so far has been helping his team out. But again, it looks like Melty gets another Steam though. But elsewhere, we have Jay upstairs. We have 2 down here. This play is kind of going back and forth. Not sure how well this push on our site will go. Melty gets another X24. And now 2v3. It's Product Neo in the back seat now of this take. Smokes come out. They can't see if they're planting or not. Blastful's going to run right in. He's looking to get these kills as the Jaeger pushing through. He hits a bit of good luck. Hits those track stingers. But no, it's calling again. He gets 2 for the round. Looking for a 3rd to finish off. It's raided on site with SMG-11. No, calling goes down. Meltdown's down too. It's Jay. He wasn't even near site. He's below. He's upstairs. Trying to get that vertical pressure with that skeleton key, but now he's the last one alive in a 1v1. Melted and call it go down. It's raided with a shotgun. He has a diffuser in hand. This could all be over here as Jay has to try and find a way. He's 6 seconds left. Shotgun to the wall, but he's right there. But no, this shotgun from raided will finish Jay off, and Product Neo will stay alive.
What the heck did I just pull? He goes pop, pop, bang. Wow. I mean, it couldn't be more poetic than a 1 versus 3 to nearly, I mean, or rather 3 versus a lost, 3 versus whatever you want to call it. I mean, it's just this map. This is up there. This is at least top 3 most ridiculous game I've ever witnessed. 14 defenses. 14 defenses have been won.
Is it going to be 15? Is it going to be 15?
Hey, it's going to be max round, everything on the line, and Ape gets the final defense. Could you imagine if the attack, it's like you win 14 defenses, the 1 attack wins the game. Like, that's
Dude,
something out of a movie.
Now, Product Neo finally executes and finishes a round on the last round possible on just the final round, just the final breath. They make it work. That'd be crazy. That's what you want to hear. That's the kind of uprising stories you want to see from these teams.
And I mean, Ape's not going to change much. They're still bringing the slap, and Melted's still going to put those above on multiple different floors. Oh,
Yaga's playing the FMG9 again as well inside of VIP, I bet.
It's pretty much the same story for Ape, and it's been a story of success. Again, they haven't lost this. They haven't changed anything. And there's a lot of C4s at play and shields. And yeah, I mean, Neo's going to have their hands full. X24 and Esteem, they're going to have that Jackal and Ash. They're going to be able to clear. They're going to be able to work their own clear that they've been doing so many times. But I wonder, are they going to go the Ape route and actually go Bakery? Because I mean, Ape, the closest round they came to winning was when they didn't clear, actually.
Well, it's interesting though, because the fact that this round, the end though, they didn't bring Ace. The Blastful jumps off Vase and brings Hibana instead. The one time this entire map we've seen Hibana.
Yeah, and it's like the hatch you typically see Hibana is, it's just, I guess because you remember if Ape is, I mean, obviously held true to the what's the word?
What's the what?
I'm losing my mind. Whatever they've been doing consistently.
Oh, like their rotate, their site rotation, or
yeah, I'm like, my brain doesn't work. That they've been reinforcing. What I'm getting at is they've been reinforcing that Christmas hatch every time, and they've been playing near mining. I mean, there's a threat that they could be playing near mining, like you see call right now. So it's like maybe he's bringing the Hibana to have enough reach to get that, and then potentially get something else. Because if you ace that, it would be kind of
a waste. Problem. Yeah, it'd be a waste to use Selma's on instead. But looks like drop from Melted and the Malusi of Call Out already. So as looks like Melted's waiting for a C4. Someone runs right into Dining, and I don't know if that's gonna work out really. But I will say I agree. It seems like they're just trying to deal with these roamers by bringing Habana. It looks like last one will drone out Melted. Did Melted stay on that? Wait, did he drone him out actually?
Not sure. Melt's
well,
gonna give it up anyway.
Yeah.
I think he didn't have the information for the C4 he wanted to throw. His default camera got destroyed. So Raid's gonna start work on this floor. A minute 20 to go, and Ape's not really gonna give them anything. Again, Ape's holding this one horizontally like they've been holding it. Yaga with the suitcase gun positioned behind the shield that Blastful is currently trying to flashbang out. X24 is actually gonna push down the brown stairs, or actually from the VIP window, rather, potentially pinch out Yaga. That could be the adjustment that they need to potentially get rid of this man, this madman that is hosed up in here, and to potentially go for this freezer take that's inevitable. The vertical play is gonna come into play. It's really gonna come down to this dynamic, this engagement here in VIP and Whiskey here. Forrest in assistance, Yaga versus the rest of Project Neo. Mental coming down the stairs with the absolute sword of gods. That's the G8. Forrest is gonna go for the game-winning play. He's gonna miss the pre-fire. Gonna rotate away. X24 still not going for that vault in through the window, and a Steen found by Yaga. That could be huge. The indecisiveness from Project Neo is kind of costing them here, as they're gonna come out even here in the trades, both teams. It's as even as it gets. 7-7 match point, 15 seconds to go. Rated in position here on the freezer window, but the diffuser's down, and Project Neo still hasn't necessarily established much control in sight. I mean, Rated's downstairs. That means there's no vertical play. Callout's gonna find Mental. He's gonna rotate here through the red tarp hallway. He's gonna flank as well. This could be it for Project Neo. C4 missing. Rated gonna find Jay. Oh, where's Callout on the flank? He just needs to find one more to take the 2-0 over Project Neo, and he will. And I just have to tip my hat to Project Neo. That was a great effort. For not having your full team, you did everything you could. But Callout,
that was a crazy game.
In the end, just
that was a crazy. It was also the first disable effect as well, or disable diffuser the entire game.
Oh man,
that's the first time that the diffuser's been planted this entire game.
That's heartbreaking. I genuinely feel my heart is shattered. Project Neo
that was a huge up from Project Neo to play that match, to go toe-to-toe in every single defense, but unfortunately it's Ape's map pick, so they get defense on the overtime.